So we're going to go ahead and start after the 2 vocabulary pages. Okay, it's on the back of the 3rd page, I believe. This is lesson 1.1. So where it says topic, we're going to write 1.1 Intro to Geometry. So topic is 1.1 Intro to Geometry. Today's date is the 12th of April. As we're going through this, there might be some things that you're like, wow, that was really easy. I knew that already. So if that's the case, that's okay. Just keep writing with me and talking with me. And there are some of you who actually have already taken geometry, maybe, and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. We would like to capitalize on your knowledge. Okay, so if you know some of this stuff, please don't hesitate to raise your hand and say, hey, this is how this goes, etc. Okay? So a point is a location. So a point is a location. And I'm teaching this geometry class as if you have no idea what a circle is, you have no idea what a square is. We're just going to pretend that you don't know what these things are. Okay, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence. I know you actually probably know those things. But a point is a location. It has no length, shape, or size. It has no length, shape, or size. We always use a capital letter to name a point. So naming things are sometimes tricky for students in geometry. So I'm going to highlight, and if you can circle, or if you want to borrow a highlighter up there, they're up on my desk, you can go grab one. You can just circle the little dot out there. But we're going to name a point using a capital letter. So over there on the left, I have point A. And so we're just going to name this point. We're going to write the word point A with a capital letter. In geometry, there are a lot of details that you need to be careful of, whether things have arrows on the ends of them or whether it's a capital or lowercase. They mean different things in geometry. So it's really important to make sure that we are doing the right thing. Okay, so this is point A over here. All right, the next thing is a line. A line is made up of points. A line is made up of points. Sorry. I love technology. Any 2 points form a line. So any 2 points form a line. A point has no length. I'm sorry, a line has no length. Why doesn't a line have no length? Good, it goes on forever, right? So it has no length because it never ends. And it also doesn't have any width. We name a line by any 2 points on the line or a lowercase script letter. That means just cursive. So if you look over here on the left side, do you see that X is a point and Y is a point? They are not on the arrows. We don't have arrows that we're naming X and Y. They're actually points that are on the line and the arrows go after them. Same thing, this N out here is not a point. It's just simply a label for the line. Okay? So we're going to name this line saying that it is line XY, and we're going to draw an arrow symbol or a line symbol above it. That says line XY. That's what that symbol means. We can also call it line YX. It's the same line. Remember, these are capital letters too. And then we can also call it line with, do your best with cursive. I know that's a faded art that's not taught anymore. So just do your best. I'm not grading you on your cursive. But we can also name this line N with our lowercase letter. Again, N is not a point. It's just the name of it. Okay, then we have this word collinear. Collinear. If we look at the word collinear, what's one of the words you see in there? You see the word line, right? You guys see that word line? What else do you see in there? Not in, just in the word collinear. What does co mean? Together, right? If you have a co-worker, you work together, right? So collinear means they are on the same line. Isn't that nice how they made it the same definition as what's in the word? Okay, so collinear is same line. This is also a vocabulary word. We'll go back to the vocabulary in a little bit. Okay, so on the same line. Just like you have collinear, you have non-collinear. What do you think that means? Boy, they're getting kind of tricky with these, aren't they? Non-collinear means that they are not on the same line. Okay, so again, if you are a highlighter or if you just want to circle, those are some words that you need to make sure that you know. Okay, so we have a point, we have a line. Now we're going to talk about a plane. So a point, a line, a plane. Not an airplane though, guys, but a plane. Okay, so we're going to say a plane is a flat surface. A plane is a flat surface almost there, almost there. Okay. It's a little touchy over here. So a plane is a flat surface made up of points. But if you're going to have a plane, remember a line is just 2 points, right? But if you want a plane, you need 3 points. So any 3 points make up a plane, but the points must be non-collinear. And I know that this is like a lot of vocab, and we'll talk about this in just a second. Non-collinear, meaning those 3 points cannot be on the same line. If you look at the example on the left, I can draw a line from J to L. Don't do this, but I can draw a line from J to L, right? And I can draw a line from J to K. But there is no way, really, that I can draw a line from J, K, and L, right? I can't connect all 3 of them together with one line, which means that J, K, and L are all non-collinear. Okay, does that make sense? They're not on the same line, so those are non-collinear. Okay, so how do you name a plane? A plane is named by any 3 non-collinear points or an uppercase scripted. So remember how I talked about naming things? We want to make sure we remember how to name things. That's important. So if I look at this plane over here, we're going to use this symbol, a slanted rectangle, as the symbol for plane. And I'm just going to say this is plane K, J, L. Those are 3 points that are on that plane. Is P a point? You don't see a little dot next to P, right? P is just the whole big thing together. What's another way I could name this plane? Does it have to be KJL? What might be another example? Elvis?
Maybe plain P.
Just plain P. That would work. And we try to make it like kind of fancy. If you can. Just put your little curl in there. Yes, quickly. Quickly, yeah. Okay, what else? What else might I name this? LJK, perfect. Plain LJK. Any order of the 3 points, it doesn't matter. Okay? Questions about that? So just like we had collinear, we also have coplanar. So what do you think coplanar means? Don't think too hard. Okay, same plane. I will also tell you this. I'm going to be calling on every person at some point. I know it's day one, and some of you are a little nervous. So at some point, I try to call on at least every student, if not every student twice, every day during class. So if you don't know the answer, it's totally okay. But you're not allowed to say, I don't know. You can say, this is a tricky one, and then I'll help you out, okay? I don't want you blurting out answers when I call on someone. Sometimes we're instinctively doing that. So just, it's a safe place to make mistakes. I'm never going to make fun of you. Neither are your classmates going to make fun of you for making a mistake. So I just want to make sure that we are clear on that, because I need a class that talks when it's time to talk. All right, coplanar on the same plane. You need to highlight that. You need to know that. Circle that, underline that, something. Non-coplanar means they're not on the same plane. So let's draw this example. Let's draw a point out here. We'll call this point M. Okay, so draw a point outside the plane, point M. And we would say that J, K, L, and M are non-coplanar. So J, K, L, and M are non-coplanar. Even though J, K, and L are all on the same plane, right? They're all on that little flat surface together. When you throw M into the mix, they're no longer on the same plane. You guys see that? You okay with that? All right. Intersecting lines and planes. So last thing before we do some practice problems. Two lines intersect at a point, right? Look at these two lines over here. They're crossing. The word intersect means to cross, right? You go pull up to an intersection. They're crossing right here. You guys see that? And that's point P. So two lines intersect at a point. And then the last thing says that two planes intersect at a, what do you think? You guys see here, these two planes are crossing at this line. You guys see that? So if I had, look over here for just a second. If I had these two pieces of paper and I wanted to slide this paper all the way through, like if I cut a slit here, right, and I slid a piece of paper all the way through, they would be touching at a line here. You guys see that? Okay, so two planes intersect at a line. So that's going to be your word there. Two planes intersect at a line. Well, you can't really see it, sorry. I wrote line there. All right, let's do some practice problems, a couple practice problems. So the next page, again, for right now, please don't work ahead. Says, use the diagram to the right to name the following. Okay, so it says 4 collinear points. Again, what does collinear mean? On the same line. So look at your diagram here. Does anyone see you have 4 points on the same line? Brian, what were you going to say? H, N, K, I. Do you guys see that? They're all on this line here. H, N, K, I are all on the same line. So we're going to write H, comma, K, comma, N, comma, I. Capital letters, we're just putting commas in between them. All right. What about a line that contains? That word contains just means it's on there. So what's a line that has point M on it? Line P. That would be an okay way to name it. What's another way to name that same line? M and O. Okay. So we would say M-O, but we're going to put the line symbol above it. And there are some other ways that we can name that line, right? If you're going to put the P, okay, I just saw this and it's a really good thing. Look up here on my board. I saw someone just did this. Okay? That doesn't work. If you're going to use a lowercase letter, you have to write the word line. Okay? That line symbol is only used when we have the 2 points. Okay? This is a great question. All right, letter C, a line that contains points H and K. Kara, H and K. How could you name that line? Line R. Okay, you guys are going for the easy ones, huh? This line again, we could say that that's line R. Remember, we're going to write the word actually line, and then do your best with the cursive. I know cursive is not necessarily your thing, but do your best with the cursive. What's another way that I could name this line?
Line N, N, O.
Only two. I only need 2 letters.
M, N.
M, N, not M, N, L, what? N, K, right? Any 2 points that are on that line, you could say N, K, you could say K, I, you could say K, H, okay? So any 2 letters that are on that line. All right, now I'm going to start calling on people. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Letter D, what's another name for line Q? Another name for line Q. Tylea? JK. But you're not really kidding. It's the really thing, right? All right. Okay. JK. Excellent. So we could say that's going to be line JK. Chris, did you have another one that you wanted to say for line Q?
JKL, the line above it.
Okay, you only need 2 letters. So what 2 would you pick there? If we already used JK, what else could you use?
Okay.
LK, perfect. That would also work. Now, when you're doing your homework, you don't need to write more than 1, but for the sake of an example, I want you to write a couple of them down, okay? All right. The intersection of lines P and R. Line P and R intersect where, Monique? P and R cross at what point? Monique? They intersect at a point. You got it? N. Good. Yep. Point N. Did you say that and I didn't hear you? I'm sorry. Point N. Okay, so we're going to write the word point in with a capital N. All right, how are we feeling with this? We okay? Okay, let's do example 2. Let's do example 2. A line containing point F. A line containing point F. Who wants to give me that answer? Caitlin, is your hand halfway raised? Oh no. Oh no. What's going on here? Okay. You said what? Line J. Does anybody agree with that? I can't really see, so we're going to go ahead and guess that you're right. I'm just kidding. Yes, good. Line J contains point F. Now, do you guys see that dot, dot, dot thing? That means that that line is like going through the paper, coming through the top, hitting the paper, and going down underneath it. Okay, it's not resting on that plane. So a line that contains point F, you said line J, right? Okay, that one would work. Another name for line K, Donald Truck. Another name for line K. Do you see where line K is? It's going through the paper. Okay, how else could you name it? Any 2 points is what we're looking for.
BC.
Perfect. BC would work just fine. Any 2 points that are on that line. Remember, we're using capital B, capital C with the line symbol above it. A plane. Okay, so now how do we name the plane? A plane that contains point A. Kyle Flanagan. How do you name a plane?
Is it capital or cursive M?
Okay, you could say plane M. That would be the cheater way to do it. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Plain M, because remember that cursive, that the uppercase cursive in the corner? How else can we name a plane? Chris?
Draw the rectangulars.
Okay. The rectangle symbol. And then what?
The letter.
We need 3 letters. So we need 3 points that are on that plane. Brian, help him out.
ACD?
Is C on the plane?
No.
Be careful, right? C is on that bottom underneath it. What?
AFD?
AFD would work. Which 3 letters would not work? What'd you say? Why would DEF not work, Sharmini? Because they're on the line. Look at your diagram, guys. Do you see how DEF are all on the same line? And remember, they have to be non-collinear. Excellent work, Sharmini. Okay. Name an example of 3 non-collinear points. Any 3 points that are not all 3 together on the same line. Hortensia, I'm coming to you. What are you going to say? Any 3 points that are not on the same line. FAD are non-collinear. I would agree with that. F, A, D. They're not on the same line. Good. Where does plane M and line K intersect? Where does plane M and where does line K hit it? Elvis?
Point E.
Point E. Do you guys see that? Does that make sense? You got your plane E, or your plane, and that line's cutting through it? Good. Okay, do we need to do any more of these? Are you guys okay? You feeling okay? I do want to do, there's a couple in number 3 that we haven't hit yet. Okay, so let's go to example 3. We'll do example 3 first. Okay? 3 coplanar points. Now, interestingly, we have a couple different things here. I want you to look up here at your diagram. Look up here so I can show you something. So we have, this is a plane. This over here on the side is a plane. Back here is a plane. Do you guys see that? All of these are planes. Every side of this pyramid is a plane. All right? So it doesn't have to be rectangular. It's a flat surface. So we have a lot of planes going on here. Brian, do you have a question?
I was going to try to answer that.
Okay, just a second. So what I'd like for you to do is I want you to name 3 coplanar points. There are many, many options here. Pick 3 points that are all on the same plane. Everybody's answers are going to vary. 3 points that are on the same plane. So pick a plane. Choose those 3 points. Braxton, what's your answer?
Y, X, and W.
Y, X, and W. Now this is an interesting, you chose an interesting one. Y, X, and W. Do you guys see Y, X, and W? Do you agree that Y, X, and W are all on this bottom one? Do you guys see that? They're all on that bottom one. That would work. VWX works. Is anyone not sure and they want to check their answer? ZY, what'd you say? ZYV would be that side plane. Good. Carla?
The ZYX.
ZYX would be that back triangle. Excellent. Good. Anybody else want to try theirs? Okay, what's a plane that contains point X? Yo, it's kind of, yes, that would work, but let's try something different. Katie, what's a plane that contains point X? You have multiple options. ZWX. Perfect. Do you guys see this one on the side that she chose? ZWX contains X. Good. So plane ZWX, and we're writing it as a plane, right? So we need our symbol. So as you're working through the homework for this section, remember that your answer may not be the same as your neighbor, because there could be multiple answers, and there probably will be in this section, okay? Okay, where does plane R intersect plane ZVY? This is a great question. So where does plane R, which is that bottom plane, intersect ZVY. So ZVY is over here on the side. Where does that side plane intersect plane R? Jonathan, what do you think?
Line VY.
Line VY. Excellent. Line VY is where it hits that plane. So when we write VY, we need to make sure we put VY, and then we're going to put our symbol, our line symbol, above it. So line VY. If you draw the symbol, you don't need to write the word line, okay? But remember, that only works for the capital letters. How many planes appear in this figure? Why don't you take a minute and count them? The bottom does not get counted twice. Okay. Shane, what'd you say? 5 planes. Anybody agree with Shane? Excellent. 5 planes in this figure. How many of those planes contain point W? Take a minute. How many contain point W? Have I called on everybody? Has everybody answered? James? 3. Anybody agree with 3? Good. I would agree with 3 as well. 3 planes contain point W. All right, how you guys feeling? You doing okay? She goes, oh, baby.